Angelo, make your way in here just quickly. I want you to get on camera so people can see how the intern has come in dressed. He reminds me a bit of Andrew when you were young. This intern does. So he has come in this morning dressed as Donald Trump. He's wearing the red, white, and blue American flag tie. He's ready for tonight's convention. He's ready for festivities to get underway in Cleveland, and here he comes.
It was so early this morning that I turned and I thought Donald Trump had paid us a surprise visit.
Use Rondinelli's mic right here. So, good morning, Angelo. Good morning, Mr. Trump, I should say. Maybe I'll say it that way.
Good morning, Bill. How are you?
Fine. Are you ready for the convention tonight?
I am so ready. I'm so glad Mike and I have joined forces. It's going to be an amazing day.
You know, some have criticized you, Donald Trump, for the way that you kind of tweeted out your decision, and then you weren't going to make the decision, and then you made it. All of a sudden, instead of talking about your decision to pick Pence, everybody's talking about the way you went about it. I mean, how do you feel about the criticism people are giving you right now?
One word for them. They're bimbos.
Okay, they're bimbos. That's what they are. Yeah.
Oh, God.
I love the hair, Angelo. I'm going to come back to Angelo for a second here. You have a video which we're going to post. I don't have it ready for you today, but we're going to post of him going around and talking to people as Donald Trump. How did you get into the impression thing? I mean, this is a freshman in high school, by the way, who's now going into 10th grade. Yeah. So how'd you get started in this?
I don't know, it's a love for comedy. So I was like, you know what? Donald Trump is funny, and it's a reason for my face to be orange.
And you don't only do Trump, you do Bernie Sanders.
I do a little bit of everyone, you know?
Yeah. So Bernie Sanders, give us a little Bernie.
Well, it's weird because I'm dressed
I know
as
it's kind of hard.
Like,
it's kind of hard the way you're dressed.
You know, I'm very upset that Donald is choosing people. I'm still running. You don't know it, but I'm there, lurking in the shadows.
I like it. And let's see who else. Hillary, you got to be able to do it.
Well, really, all you have to do is for Hillary is raise your voice.
Yeah, that's a good point. So when you do these impressions, I mean, when you see somebody on SNL, and you see how they look for that one or two or three little mannerisms they can go with, whether it's a visual or it's something that's audio, and is that kind of what you do? You're looking for a little something?
See, the way I do my impressions is usually I'll go search through a ton of other people's impressions and just take little bits of this and that.
Right, a little borrowing. Yeah. Like, not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. That's the and that's not
Dana
George
Carvey.
That's Dana Carvey.
Yeah.
That's not George H.W. Bush.
My Harry Carey I used to do. My Harry,
scary stuff.
Yeah. The Harry Carey I used to do. Was actually, I based it off of Will Ferrell's impression of Harry Carey from the Chicago Cubs. So when he was on SNL doing Harry Carey, would you eat the food if it was made of green cheese?
Hi.
Exactly.
The two of you guys can just impression back and forth.
I've retired from that, though. I'll let Angelo
an impression
do it
off. Although he does an amazing impression of, Andrew does an amazing impression of the guy that was in that.
Stephen Avery.
Stephen Avery, the Avery. Christine, what do you think? I mean, you're able to only hear audio, like everybody listening on the radio. What do you think?
I think he's good.
Yeah.
I mean, I did meet Angelo before he left, so I can still picture his face, although I would love to see it orange.
It's as orange can be here this morning. So, all right,
get back more orange.
Get back and answer the phones there, Donald Trump. It's nice to be able to boss him around a little bit.
He should answer the phone as Donald Trump.
Hey, Christine, we did talk about this the other day when Trump came out with the shootings in Nice and immediately tweeted, the bodies hadn't been counted yet. He's tweeting out, I'm going to hold off on my announcement. Well, the word was already out because it was leaked out hours before. And then out of nowhere, after saying he was now keeping in mind, out of respect for what went on in Nice, he wasn't going to make the announcement tomorrow. But then on Thursday night, he continued out and continued to do political speeches. So it's not like he suspended things. And then the next morning, he was out and he told everybody it was Pence after all. So he didn't delay it. What? And now, instead of celebrating this choice for VP, everybody's around questioning what's going on. How can they not do a rollout and do it properly here?
Right, and that's interesting because I did talk to somebody last week, actually on Friday, about the whole timing of the Trump announcement, and the person sadly made a good point, which was, if he had delayed it and then something else had happened, then he's going to have to delay it again. Unfortunately, we live in a state now where we have to just keep pressing on.
But I guess my question would be why? I think what it's showing us is that Trump is really still on his own with his phone and his Twitter account. Mm-hmm. And the campaign probably came in and said, "What are you doing? We can't delay this." And this happened in France. It's a big deal, yes, but we're not going to stop what we're doing here in the United States. I remember 9/11 when New York was hit on 9/11. It really affected us here, especially in the Northeast. But the further west you went, I had a friend who was working in California, and he said that, it was in the news and everybody was following it. It was terrible, but business was going on as usual that day.
Right. And we saw in France, the Tour de France still went on.
Things still go on. So I guess, so what's happening here is Trump still is at the trigger, and when he pulls the trigger, he pulls it. But now the campaign had to come back and say, wait a minute, you got to make the announcement. And now that it's already out, it's been leaked out, just tweet it out. That had to be a campaign decision, right? Just tweet it out and get it out here on Friday.
Right.
So I guess it's just the mismanagement of the rollout, when you should be able to stage these things for your benefit, instead of everybody talking about what it means for Mike Pence to be the VP. Everybody instead is talking about Donald Trump's rollout, and therein lies yet another distraction for the Trump campaign. That's just my take on it.
Point.
Well, and it was a nervous moment for Mike Pence too, because if that was the case, he's like, am I running for governor again, or am I going to be
and then how about Trump at one point after that said, after it was leaked out, was like, well, listen, I could change my mind. I could change my mind at any time. Who knows? And then his people were out saying, yeah, Donald, he's unpredictable. You never know. I mean, yeah, Pence is on his way. They're holding a parade for him right now going into New Jersey. But at any point, he could change his mind and Trump could pick somebody else. What in the hell is going on? Hopefully, and I would imagine that the convention is going to be a little more staged. There are some people there. We know that Senator Joe Griffo is there, some locals. I know we've heard from Jim Zecca over the weekend, the delegates. There are local delegates that are there, Trump delegates that are there from here. And so it'll be interesting to watch this thing unfold. But really, right now, the worry is security. That's what everybody's really worried about. All right, let me give you an update of what we're going to have coming up, because it's going to get quite busy here. I do have a special guest coming in studio who's going to spend the rest of the morning with us. That'll be coming up. And also, we'll talk to Matt Keelan, who's a political strategist on the Democratic National Convention, the planning their counter-convention. What does Hillary do this week while all the attention is going to be on the Republicans? Kevin Millott talking about the Baton Rouge police shootings. He, of course, is the anti-terror expert from Fox News. Kim Myers is on the radio here this morning. She is the Democratic candidate for Congress. We've not heard a lot from Kim Myers here in the district, here in our area, and I think it's led to some concern for some people. Where is she right now? This campaign, while November is a long way off, it is not a long way off when you really think about it. And then Steve Houck is in this morning. We're going to talk to Steve Houck from a local perspective. And Steve does very well when it comes to dealing with the public and how do you get the message out. But today it almost seems like the message that we need to get out is that the police officers are there to protect you. And there are, while every industry, every group out there, whether it's a police officer, fire, gun maker, radio person, there's good and for the most part, but then there's always a bad egg that's possible. You don't blame everyone, and that seems to be what's going on right now. So how do we turn it around where people see police as the protectors once again?